So check me out, y'all. We back again with another video. We got my boy Ruslan here today. So Ruslan, y'all, I haven't really heard of him. I mean, I'm capped out. I'm lying. I ain't lying. I've been watching him for like what, 2 months max, 2-3 months max. He is a Christian content creator. Y'all should definitely go check out his channel. I'll put the original video in the link in the description below. But this video talking about some real stuff. Y'all see the title. Is it hard to find Miss Right? Is it hard to find your boo thing? Is it hard to find your Proverbs 31 woman in these days and times? So we finna see what they talking about. He collabed with the roommates. I watched them a little bit, not really, kinda, but we're gonna see what they talking about though. Y'all, I thank y'all for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe, and we finna get to it. Let's go.
Ruslan.
And so I'm gonna play to the guy a little bit because I was a little bit hard on the guy. Let me play to the guy. Here, this is the fundamental challenge. Like I said, I experienced this. This is my anecdotal experience, well, experience of other people, and what I look up in the data. So the fundamental challenge is, let me give you an example. Goldman Sachs, I want to clarify this. Goldman Sachs. All right. So Goldman Sachs recently stated that they're launching a 1 million Black woman initiative. Okay. The 1 million Black woman initiative is the initiative committing $10 billion in investment and a investment capital, 100 million philanthropic capital to Black women. All right. So they're gonna take their money and use it to help build up Black women. Beautiful thing, right? Who's against them using their money to help Black women? No one's against this. Here's how it plays out in society.
Okay.
These women, they get this additional money, they get additional schooling, they get additional capital to run business, they get additional resources, additional support system. These women will become more and more successful, more and more competent. Then the question becomes, what happens to the men?
Oh, I didn't catch that. I didn't think he was going there, y'all. Oh my God. I didn't think he was finna go there. I didn't even think about the men. I'm like, oh, go girls. Y'all finna be balling. I ain't gonna lie, I thought he was finna say they were gonna waste the money. But, oh, I ain't gonna lie though. It could be what, debated that these days, I don't wanna say that. Okay. I'll debate. Y'all put y'all comments in the chat below. Is it easier for women to come up these days than men? Is it easier for women to go from 0 to 100 financially or career-wise? Is it easier for women than men these days? Because he just said that Black women finna get an extra bill. No, did he say 10 billion? I know he didn't say 10. 10 billion to turn up. And I commend them. I salute them. But like he said, what about the Black men? Because Black women finna be out here balling. So it's just like Black men, like, leave it to ourselves. Like, I know the man supposed to be the provider. I know he's supposed to go out and get it, but like, does Black men don't need help too? I'm just putting it out here, bro. Putting it out there. Y'all put y'all opinions and comments in the comments below, bro. I definitely want to hear what y'all got to say. This finna be good.
What happens to the men who did not get this $100 billion stimulus? What happens to the men is they stay relatively stagnant. They stay with the same similar skills that they have. They stay with the same opportunities that they had. As these women continue to advance and get better and to become more successful financially, usually what you find, not all the time, but usually what you find is when a woman reaches a certain level of financial status, she usually wants someone she considers her equal. You've heard it, you hear that in nauseum. I want somebody who's my equal. The religious girls will say, I want somebody who's equally yoked as me. Right. And so if you're putting all this
but I
money,
ain't gonna lie though, women will date lower social status than them. Men won't. That is the truth. Men not gonna date no girl that's broken. Man. A man is not gonna, unless he was broke before she was broke. If he find her broke, it is very rare for a man to date a girl that's broke. But a woman would definitely date a man that's broke, or a man don't even have nothing going for themselves. A woman will definitely do that, more likely than men.
Into women, and you're building them up financially to where now, let's say in some places women will earn more than men, and then the women will say, we only want to marry men who earn the same or more than us. If you're not putting that resources into the men to build them up, there's a fundamental challenge as well. And so to me, I think there's situations that going on in the modern era where society is not even putting these things into helping build up the men. A lot, like when we're starting the roommates, I would always try to find things, whether it was Black creators or creators, to help support what we were doing. Especially in the Black community, all I could find was Black women this, Black women initiative, Black women initiative this. I couldn't find any male stuff. And so to me, what I'm noticing is that yes, the guys got to improve, got to get better. But if there's no resources, no support system, there's no structures to help the guys improve, where all the money and resources and structures in society is going into the women, you will have a disconnect, because the guy who in the year 1930, if you're working a factory job and you were a nice guy and you're respectful, you can find a wife in the 40s and the 50s. Now that doesn't cut it. And so to me, that also adds to the disconnect, where a lot of...
I don't know though. Because at the same time though, if a girl just wants you, man, I don't know. It's two-faced coin. That's how they say it. I don't know, because unless you just, bro, even then though, bro, it's not about the materialistic things. Because I understand you want to be equally yoked. But what if a woman meet a janitor that treat her like gold, that put her before anything else except God? He a man of God. He handle his business when he get it. He got the plan. He just need the platform. He got the plan, y'all. He just need the platform. He just not in that position yet. So he's just working that janitor job just to steward the season he in until he can get where he want to be. So you telling me that she not even gonna look his way because of the stage he in right now? Not the state. He not gonna be there for the rest of his life, but just the stage. She not gonna look his way, but that's her husband though. That's her man. That's who she's supposed to be with. So it's not about the materialistic things, because both of y'all can get $1 billion today and lose it tomorrow. And guess what y'all gonna have? Each other. Guess what y'all gonna have? Each other personality. So with or without the money, it's not about the materialistic things. So I completely understand about wanting to be equally yoked, but there got to be a fine line between wanting to be equally yoked and then wanting a man just with a lot of money. You feel?
Guys see that, especially with the financial mindset of a woman, it affects us. Because like I said, back in the day, when women weren't earning as much or having salaries, every guy earns more than you. So almost all guys were desirable from a financial aspect. So now when a lot of women, especially that I've met in a modern era, have a financial requirement, and the financial requirement does not allow the average guy to stand a chance. And so to me, I think that conversation is one of the additional reasons why men struggle and they're so frustrated as well today.
I think you make a valid point. There's investment being made into a demographic of people which has been underinvested historically, Black women, and maybe, you know, or seemingly it could, that investment can also not impact men in a negative way. I would say the flip side of that, just two ways to think about it. Way number one is hypergamy. That's a really good point. Here's what I think about hypergamy. Jesus said wisdom will be proven right by her children. So you know, the children literally, and then the children of like wisdom, meaning that we're very close, if not already here, of there being a bunch of women in their 30s that didn't make the best decisions in their 20s, and or did really focus on their careers, and then they wake up in their 30s and 40s and realize, I wanted a family, and now it's too late.
Dang, it's freaked up. Y'all seen that TikTok, bro? When that lady, she was 30, she 30, I think she like 30 right now, and she was crying because another field talking stage has happened in her life, and she was devastated because she like, am I ever gonna find a man? And she 30 right now. What y'all think about that, bro? I mean, I know the Bible say a man will find a woman in his youth, but I feel like you can't do that unless you're a Christian. But I ain't even fit to go down there. But it's really sad that women put their individualism, their needs, their desires, before anything else, and you get to a stage of life where you got what you wanted, but it's not what you needed. Whew. Justin, you preaching, boy. You got what you wanted, but it ain't what you needed, bro. You got the job. You a CEO now, but what? You going home by yourself? You still having one night stands? You going home to an empty house, no kids running to you? You going home to a fluffy animal that you can't really talk to, and you can talk to them, but they ain't gonna talk back. They just gonna look at you and lick you. You're not going home to a man or a woman that can hold you, that can console you. You're not going to children that can tell you about their day. You got the money, you got the status, you got the success, but you don't have nobody to spend it on. You don't have nobody to spend it with. You don't have nobody to enjoy it with you. Personally, bro, I don't want to get successful for me. I want to get successful for my family. For my mama, for my sisters, for my friends, for my cousins, for my uncles. And I ain't trying, like, that's why, like, I don't want to get successful for me. Because personally, it ain't even that worth it. Doing all this work for what? Just to die? No, not me. But if I can do all this work to make my family and friends' lives at least 3 times better than what it originally has been, that's what I'm going to do, and that's what I'm going to work for until it get done. That's just me, though. So that's why I just try to stay in the will of God, bro. Because I'm not trying to do things in vain. I'm not trying to work and hustle and grind. And I might get it, but it's going to be empty. It's going to come with pain. It's going to come with sorrow. It's going to come with loneliness. Things that I don't want. The Bible says the blessing of the Lord comes with no sorrow. It comes full. That means everything you want. Everything you should have. Everything you need.
Right? I think that's, and so I think at some point, if we're not already here, I think at some point every woman's gonna know someone like that. I think every woman's gonna look and be like, I don't want to be you, girl. Like, I'm not trying to be you, 45, single, doing the same nonsense, multiple kids with multiple fathers, not married to any of them. And sure, you make 7 figures, but you're not happy because you got no one to come home to, because you don't have the character to understand what it is. I think we're already there, and I think other women are going to look around.
Come on, man. I don't watch my videos before I react to them. All this is authentic. I do not watch the videos before I react to them. Come on now. Come on now. Y'all better listen to your boy.
Take notice and be like, I don't want to be like you, and you're married, but I don't want to have your marriage, right? Like that seems like a lot of headaches. So I think that's already, I think that the market, the dating market is already solving that. The family's already solving that. And then I would also say, don't you think that is why me and you are here and channels like ours are here? Is that okay? Respect, fine. We're not getting the grants, right? I mean, bro, I'm a Christian white male creator on YouTube, right? From one side, I could say the same thing. Oh, bro, there's no real look. YouTube creators isn't gonna partner with me to do a thing. Like they partner with black creators. Like I could say the same exact thing, but like, brother, I'm a white dude in America. Like,
Yeah.
I struck the lottery, like, and I'm a refugee and an immigrant, so I got that chip on my shoulder, like, and you know what I mean? So like, I can say the same exact thing, but then it's like, come on, man, like, as men, like, we already have a degree of advantage in the marketplace, especially as a white dude, I have a degree of advantage in the marketplace. So there's already resource. I've already had the Gary V's there giving me the blueprint 6 years ago on how to get my money up, on how to build a career, build an infrastructure, right? You know, so I hear you, but don't you think there's already resource?
Here's a problem with that, right? So men don't have a leg up in the modern marketplace. The modern marketplace is the majority of people who have jobs are women, and this can get into why later. When you see that the world transitioned from a industry-based economy to a service-based economy, right?
Okay.
So the factories are gone, the mega stores, the supermarkets have arrived, right? And so what you literally saw, especially at the end of the industrial era, is now a lot of the jobs which are now service-based jobs are now jobs that benefit women, and women should take it. I'm not anti-that. Like, for clarification, no part of my conversation is about bringing women down. So I don't want anybody to misconstrue any of that at all. Similar to education, if you look up any data about colleges, besides a few tech colleges like Georgia Tech and Caltech and MIT, almost every college in the United States is predominantly women. Yeah. Almost every single last one of them. Yeah. And so when you realize that college degrees, especially, hopefully things will be changing soon, college degrees are the red tape that's needed for most high-earning careers in America. So when you study books like Dr. Warren Farrell's book about the boy crisis, where a lot of schools are not built to help males succeed. Males are dropping out at higher rates. All these things going on. There's not a lot of infrastructure and resources built to help the average person. And so I agree with you, right? I agree with you that the average person should take the resources and tools and find a Gary Vee, find your channel, find my channel, find a support systems and be successful. But we have to understand that's not how the world works. Go to Kings, go to Chronicles. Good leader, good people. Bad leader, bad people. This is how the world works. And unfortunately, what you see is that men is not enough men. Maybe there's an Isaiah and there's an Ezekiel during that time. Maybe there's a Ruslan and an Hafiz at that time, but it's not enough guys, right? And so to me, one thing that I've been seeing is that, you know, I'm not playing the victim or saying woe was me for any male, but what I'm saying is that the world is changing. The world of old no longer exists. The world of old benefited men. No one's denying that. The modern world is now benefiting women. Nothing's wrong with that. Obviously, if women are doing well, we should celebrate that. The fundamental problem is that as women become more successful, it becomes almost impossible for them to marry men who are less successful than they are. One of the most common areas of symmetry in regards to marriage is college education. And so there's so
think about that. I mean, if you got game, you don't care who she is. Like me? Like me? Like me? Let me stop playing. But for real though, if you got game, bro, and you dope as a person, it really don't matter who she is. You gotta have the type of game. You'll go to Rihanna. Why she pretty? What's your name? Ha. I'm ready to be a stepdaddy. Ha. I'm ready. I've been waiting on you all my life. If you got game, bro, and got a W personality, bro, it don't matter how much money you got. If y'all soulmates, y'all soulmates. It don't matter how much money y'all got. It don't matter where y'all live. It don't matter all these external things. It doesn't matter. They're irrelevant. Jeez.
20 different statistics like that and things that are going on. And so to me, if this was a world where, you know, a woman making $150,000 a year can marry a teacher in Alabama making $40,000 a year, or in Atlanta making $40,000 a year, there's no problem with that, right? But when you have this world where there's this disconnect, and now there's a tension between the genders because the women feel like there's no good men and the men feel like the women don't want them, we have to find solutions that benefit both genders and hold both genders accountable. Like I said, primarily today, we're talking and focusing on the men. But like I said, society is not the society of old, where it's simply set up for every guy to come out the womb and win.
Sure.
There was another recent book that I read as well. And in this book, I remember it's crazy. And the opening message was, if you were to have a child, what child would you want to have? Maybe if you were in communist China in the 1990s, everybody would say a guy. A lot of people say women because they understand that, man, a lot of guys suck. And it's way easier to be a successful woman than be a successful man in today's world. And so there's just so many different layers that we have to do better to create a better society.
I'll give you that. So historically, the world has been for men, specifically in America. I think it's fair to say for white men.
But is that only because OnlyFans? I mean, they just got that grant bestowed on them, yes. But is OnlyFans the only reason that women are more successful than men today? Because before OnlyFans, was it the case? Yes or no? Put in the comments. I don't know.
That's some overcorrection with that, right? I think we could agree on that. Maybe it's a little, maybe we've overcorrected a little bit. Maybe we haven't thought through that. I mentioned this yesterday. One of the most obvious ways I think we overcorrect is when it's just symbolic and not competence. The most obvious egregious example of this, guys, buckle up. I used this example yesterday. I'm going to use it again. Don't get your feelings hurt. Kamala Harris is vice president, right? Did terrible in the Democratic primaries, polled some of the lowest, lost, was tanking in the state of California, dropped out super early, and was hated by the majority of constituents here because we knew she was a terrible district attorney in San Francisco, right? So in that, she still gets promoted to be a vice president. I think that's an example of that, right? Like, it's like a gesture, it's a symbolic thing, and it's great that a woman of color is vice president. However, she's not very liked. She's the lowest ranking polling vice president in modern history. Lower than Pence, lower than Dick Cheney, like lower than Biden, right? So I hear you. I hear that. I think that's a fair pushback. Sometimes when we overcorrect, it can do more harm than good. I understand that point. I'm not disagreeing with you. And I see how that can potentially put someone at a disadvantage who, like, yo, we could have had a better vice president that was a heartbeat away from the president. Instead, we got somebody that just didn't do very well across the board and is one of the most hated politicians of our day, but somehow she became vice president. I don't like that. I understand what you're saying. I'm with you.
Kingstream Entertainment. Ruslan.
When the culture says do what you love, we respond with love what you do.
Woo! This video was a mouthful. That's it for this video. I hope y'all enjoy. Y'all definitely put y'all comments in the comment section. Put y'all feedback. I want to see what y'all say. And I'm gonna get out y'all way, man. Y'all like, comment, subscribe. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'm gonna see y'all when I see y'all, bro. Peace.